going on? Hey, listen, man, listen. I'm telling everyone right now. Let me let everyone know right now. We did not plan this, bro.
We didn't plan this at
Nah,
all.
me.
We didn't plan this at all, fam. Seriously, I didn't chat
This
to
was
my
not
man all
planned.
day.
That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? I didn't even know this was happening, but it's just happening. But anyway, you know what I mean? Undisputed Sportswear. Do you
All
know what I
day,
mean?
all
This
day, all
is
day.
this is what he's about. Do you know what I mean? This is what it's all about, man. Make sure you
Come
check
on.
them out on Instagram. Links will be left in the description. So make sure you go check that out. Do you know what I mean? Yo,
Yeah,
Big A, man, it's been a while since you last came on. How you been, bro?
yeah, I've been good, bro. You know, obviously getting back into training from my ankle injury, so I feel good, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the gym later tonight, so I had to do it right with the undisputed clothing line. You get me?
Come on, man. Come on, man. It has to be done. It has to be done. Listen, man, let's not even keep the people waiting. Let's jump straight into it. Well, 3 weeks after the review, 3 weeks after the FA Cup,
Yeah.
a day before the FA Cup, news broke that Eric Ten Hag was going to be sacked by Manchester United, whether he
Mhm.
wins the FA Cup or he loses it. Obviously, we all know what happened. Eric Ten Hag won the FA Cup, beating Manchester City 2-1. Obviously,
Yep.
it was a fantastic result for Manchester United. He lifted Eric Ten Hag, obviously made his position even stronger. But as far as we was aware, the fans and everyone else, the media, we was informed by a leak that Eric Ten Hag was going to be sacked. And
Yep.
obviously, in the last few weeks, we've heard of reports of managers being interviewed, De Zerbi, Tuchel, all these guys, Frank, or different manager being interviewed, met with the owners. But finally, I think 24 to 48 hours ago, news broke that Eric Ten Hag will remain as Manchester United manager. Yeah. So the
Hmm.
first thing I want to ask you as a Manchester United fan, first of all, how do you feel about Eric Ten Hag staying in the job? Potentially, is going to get a 2-year extension on his contract. And also, man, how do you feel about the whole process of Ineos, like just briefing the media and you know what I mean? How do you feel about how they've gone about the whole process, man?
Hey, listen, man. I want to dive deep into this. I've been, contemplating this ever since the news broke. So I really want to
Mm.
get into this. So Ineos, for me, I'm looking at them a bit fishy now. You know what I mean? I feel like they never had a contingency plan. I don't think they had a plan at all. You know what I mean? Because for them to give Eric Ten Hag a 2-year extension deal, it goes to show that they didn't have a manager in place who they wanted. That's what it shows to me because you're hearing, like you said, the interview managers like Tuchel. They didn't like Tuchel based off what he wanted control of the transfer policies, and they're not looking to give power to a manager in that sense. They want a manager that could just coach the team. You know what I mean? They want a yes man basically. So all the managers that we was linked to, they didn't fit the bill. So they're sticking with Eric Ten Hag based on that, or you can look at it from this angle to a point where they want to keep Eric Ten Hag to a point they don't want to pay him that 10 million that they would have paid him if they would have sacked him.
That's
So
true.
they're looking at it from a financial standpoint also because they're thinking we don't have much money going into the transfer window. Why are we gonna take some of that money out of our budget and give it to a manager who we can just keep him for a year? Now it's obviously news as broke out that they're gonna give him a 2-year extension. So that just goes to show you they never had a manager in place. They never had a contingency plan. It was just she say he say. You know what I mean? And they kind of fool the public. They're kind of moving like politicians. You know what I mean? But in terms of Eric Ten Hag staying, I think me and you touched on it after the FA Cup final. We said let's keep him. You know what I mean? I will keep him. Um, Obviously, I know we had a poor season. I was the first to say. Me and you, we
Yeah.
always speak. I was the first to say, like, listen, this is a poor season. Let's forget about the league. Let's focus on the FA Cup. I was done with the league, you know, 4 months before it was even mathematically impossible for us to get top four. I was like, forget the league. Let's just focus on the FA Cup because we have to salvage this season, and we did that. Thank God we did. You know what I mean? Because it would have been, oh my God, it still is the worst season we've ever had. But at the same
Mm.
time, we managed to salvage the season with a trophy. And Eric Ten Hag needs to learn from this. You know what I mean? He cannot go into the new season, being so naive, being so open. You know what I mean? He has to learn from his mistake. He needs to stop being stubborn. Um, I don't know if he can commend some of his relationship with certain players. Maybe it's best to move certain players on and start fresh. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping he can, like I said, he can learn from his mistakes. We can move forward, and his best bet for us is top four. We can't win the league with these players. The maximum we can get with these players is top four and maybe another FA Cup. But it's up to us to improve this squad. You know what I mean? Let certain players go and bring in more quality, because if we stay with these bunch of players, we're going to be in the same cycle every year.
Nah, that's true. You know what? I'm gonna get back to Eric Ten Hag and touch on the squad and everything like that. But I just want to really go back and emphasize on the point about Ineos, yeah, because obviously they've come on and they've all of a sudden gone. You know, they want to make the whole club like a world-class club again, a big club again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the last 10 years, the club has not been run like a big club. So
Yeah.
obviously they've got all these missing pieces coming together, new director of football, scouting systems, and you know, Dean Ashton, all these guys coming in. But how do you feel that, like, for even months, yeah, the last few weeks, the press have been briefed, innit? There's no smoke without fire, innit? These leaks
Yeah.
are coming from somewhere. Do you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what I mean? And it's not like they've kind of been doing it behind closed door where it's kind of hidden. No, this is blatant. This is being played out in public.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what do you think? What's your impression now, Nino? Obviously, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is, for some reason, he's always in the media, man. I keep seeing these guys, man. I mean, he's one of them guys. Like, he's so happy just to do be part owner of Manchester United. Like, he's so excited. He wants to be seen all the time. Me perfectly. I like my chairman, the owner, to just stay in the background, man. Just stay away from the media and stuff. But I want to go back to the process. I want to ask you, yeah. Have you gained any confidence from these guys, from these new owners? Because even looking at the managers that they were sounding out, yeah, there was no clear strategy or policy on the managers they're getting, because all the managers were different. De Zerbi is not the same as Tuchel.
Yeah.
Thomas Frank is not the same as De Zerbi or Tuchel.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's other few man, like we heard about Gareth Southgate. Come on, man. Do you know what I mean? Then we had, what's that geezer from Ipswich? Kieran McKenna. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like a variety sweet. You know that sweet pack where you go bare different sweets inside, bro?
Yeah.
It's a mixed bag. Do you know what I mean? It made no sense. I thought Ineos was all about direction. I thought it's all about they know what they're doing. They've got a clear strategy, clear plan. And at the end of it, because, you know, they realize probably the manager they probably want right now is not available, they're sticking with Ten Hag. Do you know what I mean? Like, but what's your impressions on? I'm not happy with the whole process, and it doesn't give you no confidence on the new owners. But what's your impressions on the new owners and the process that've gone about it?
No, I agree with everything that you've said. Like, I don't trust them. You know what I mean? I feel like they fooled a lot of us, because a lot of us was optimistic when they came in because they were saying the right things. But they, like I said to you, they're moving like politicians with what they say. That they don't live up to their actions. You know what I mean? Their actions don't speak loudly. You know what I mean? So with these people, you have to watch them with a side eye sometimes, because you know, these people will tell you one thing, but they do the complete opposite. And with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, it's clear to, like I told you, this guy, he wants an English manager. He wants Southgate. If he can't get Southgate, McKenna's obviously signed a new contract with Ipswich. So the only managers available is Southgate. Southgate's leaving after the Euros. He wants a yes man there that they can control. There's a reason why, like you said, the managers that we named, they don't want them, because they got a bit of backbone to them. They will question and challenge them. They don't want people to challenge them. You know what I mean? It's clear to me, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, he wants an English manager, English core, someone like Southgate, who's, like I said, is a yes man, who would do anything they say. But at the same time, he's not at the standards of the managers that was listed. And like you said, all these managers that was listed, they all have their own qualities, and some of their qualities don't suit Man United. So it was like, we're hearing sources like, oh, Tuchel had a meeting with Man United to get the Man United job. They didn't want Tuchel because he challenged them. He wants transfer policies. Oh, they're talking about De Zerbi, but they didn't get the Zerbi, so they're just sticking with Eric Ten Hag based on financial decision for me. You know what I mean? It's a financial decision that kept him in the job, because if there was a better manager out there, I think they probably would have wasted a lot of the transfer budget on him. You know what I mean? And then just probably ride it out with the same bunch of players. You know what I mean? Add a few youngsters. You know what I mean? But with this Ineos team, yeah, I'm watching them with a side eye, man. I don't trust them. And I think a lot of the Man United fans feel that way after the news broke of Eric Ten Hag staying. Like I said, I understand why they wanted him gone, but at the same time, who was out there that we felt that was Manchester United quality? Not many. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
the fans are divided, isn't it?
yeah, we're divided. You know what I mean? De Zerbi is a great manager, but he hasn't proven to himself, and you can't give a manager who's not proven a big club like United. So that's why I don't understand the Southgate noise. I don't get it at all, because this guy hasn't managed in the Premier League for over 17, 18 years, and the last time he
And the
was there,
last time he managed,
he
got
got Middlesbrough
relegated.
relegated. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly, man.
it doesn't make any sense to go for a manager like that. It doesn't make no sense to me. Like we need to get rid of that. And then on top of that, it goes to show you, yeah, that the media don't have a clue what's going on either, because they told us Eric Ten Hag was going to get the sacking regardless of the FA Cup win.
I still believe that was the case.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I think him winning the FA Cup, they didn't think he'll win the FA Cup. Him winning the FA Cup kind of gave them like a dilemma. They made them think again. They think, okay, look, we don't want this guy. He's not our guy. But in 2 seasons, reached 3 finals and he's won 2 cups. The other managers they were talking about, apart from Tuchel, none of them have won anything.
But this is it. Me and you done a show based on that. We said
exactly,
don't make the decision after the FA Cup final. You know what I mean? But noise was going out. The journalist was saying that he's going to get the sack regardless.
He's gone regardless.
You know what I mean? He's gone. So and obviously Eric Ten Hag took that personally, and credit to him. You know what I mean? You know, your name is being slandered all over the English media before you even played the final. You know what I mean? And then he proved a lot of them wrong, and they still didn't give him any credit for that, by the way. You know what I mean? So yeah, with Ineos it's talking cheese, man. I'm not convinced with them. I'm sorry. I don't have that confidence in them like I did before.
I'm the same. To be honest with you, I don't really. You know what? I never really had confidence. I told you, off air and thing like me. I prefer the Qatari guy.
Nah,
because do you know what I mean? Even Ineos, like when they're talking about stadiums and that, they're talking about taxpayers' money or loans, more debt on the club. I just feel like the Qatari guy, it would have been all their own money.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? There'll be no debts on the club. In fact, they would have paid off the club's debts and all that. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like I always prefer the Qatari bid, but obviously a lot of people are against it, whatever. But I just prefer the full sell, because at the end of the day, the Glazers are still there.
Yep.
They're still gonna be. Yes, Jim Radcliffe is at the front and thing, but he still has to talk to the Glazers to get certain things done within the club.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? But anyway, man, let's move on to Eric Ten Hag. So Eric Ten Hag, look, he done well. He won the FA Cup. We praised him, great performance. We wish he kind of deployed that same tactic throughout the whole season. We was asking ourselves, where's that performance been the whole season? Yeah. But obviously, the guys since the FA Cup, even before the FA Cup final, he was undermined. After post the FA Cup final, even though he won it, disrespected and undermined to the highest degree of disrespect. Anyway, it got even worse. So now I'm thinking, okay, he might get a contract, but you're Eric Ten Hag, the club have been talking to other managers. That's happened.
Of course.
The players in that dress room know you're not the main guy for Ineos. They want you out.
Yeah.
How are you going into this season? Like how do you get that motivation out of the players? Because you're still gonna have some players in there that don't like him that thought he was gone. Do you know what I mean? So how do you galvanize that squad? And also, let's look at the reinvestment of the squad. We already know certain players have to be sold. The likes of Casemiro, maybe Rashford. Get money for the likes of Maguire or whatever. It's not going to be hard to move these guys forward because of the wages that they're on.
Yeah.
If you're Eric Ten Hag, you're coming back into that dress room. You have to prepare for pre-season, etc., etc. How are you going in about it? How do you win some of those players back that wanted you out of the club?
But this is it though. This is gonna be a huge summer for United. You know what I mean? Because now you've basically done, well, not the hard work, but you've done most of it. You know, you've got yourself the manager who you didn't want, but you know, at the same time he's here. You gave him an extension. Now it's up to them to do their job in terms of, you know, selling players, getting rid of the dead wood. You know what I mean? Giving this manager a bit of a life with, you know, certain players there who wanna work with him, and then new
Yeah,
players who you know gonna be down to play the system that, you know, whatever's gonna be implemented. So Eric Ten Hag, he can't have the same issues that he had last season. They need to make it a good, you know, fundamental place for players to come and train, for him himself to do his job. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So they need to do a lot of the work in terms of getting rid of the deadwood, bringing in good players, investing in youth. You know what I mean? So this is going to be a huge summer for us. We need to see how everything, you know, transpires, and then if everything goes according to plan, how we see it, then maybe we can be a bit more optimistic leading into the season. But at the same time, we need to see how pre-season goes. We need to see how relationship with certain players are going to be. If we're going to move on certain players who are considered the bad eggs in the dressing room, you know what I mean? These things are key in terms of United having a good season. You know what I mean? So we need to see everything how everything plays out before we can, you know, make a full judgment on Eric Ten Hag.
So obviously, look, you're Eric Ten Hag. You know, you've been given a lifeline, whatever. For
Yeah.
me personally, yeah, some people are saying, "Oh, he's been disrespected so much.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he just walk away?" Listen, you're
Mhm.
you're 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 an idiot for walking away from £10 million, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I
Come
mean?
on.
No one's come on. Eric Ten Hag was in a win-win situation. Like
Mhm.
he
Mhm.
stays there. Yeah, he looks from a public image
Mhm.
perception. It looks bad, innit? You're kind of being humiliated and undermined. But
Yeah.
if they sack him, they pay him 10 million, he'll chill for like 6 months. He's walking to another job.
Of course, he could talk to other clubs.
He can talk to other clubs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if all of a sudden the first 3-4 months for company and Munich doesn't go well, Eric Ten
Exactly.
Hag
Yeah.
is taking that seat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's
Good
got
point.
history with the club. So
That's
for
a good
me
point.
personally, Eric Ten Hag, I'm him. I'm chilling. The media can say what they want. They can
Yeah.
think what they want. I'm not walking
Yeah.
away from 10 million. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, Ten Hag, is basically another rebuild, like you said. Is a very important summer, For the
Mhm.
last 10 years, the club has just had bad transfers, like buying overpriced players that haven't worked out at the club,
Facts.
What's vital for you, like? Name me 3 to 5 players who you believe that have to be sold this summer for the club to move forward. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just talking bad eggs. I'm just talking underperforming players as well who can generate some income, because that's what the club need. They
Yeah.
need to sell. I'm hearing Eric Ten Hag only has 50 million to spend. That's not even going to buy you Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa, mate.
No.
Good luck
No.
with that. So we
Yeah.
need to, the United have to sell players to bring people in. Name me 5 players right now that you think United can generate 150 million from.
Okay. Maguire is definitely one, but they're looking like they probably might keep him. But he will definitely be one. Scott McTominay would be 2. You know what I mean? Those 2 can easily go to West Ham. We can get 50 million, even more, even more, even
Yeah,
more.
35, 40 for
Yeah,
McTominay.
yeah, even more, even 40. You know what I mean? Like certain clubs will pay 40 for McTominay because
He's a homegrown player.
exactly, and he's playing in the Euro, so he can boost his price tag if he performs
Yeah,
well for Scotland. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Luke Shaw's one, but we rewarded him with a contract extension, so
And no one is taking a risk on that
no one's
injury
taking a
player.
risk on an injury player. Exactly. So um, we're not going to make no money by selling Malacia. The best we can get from him is probably 5 million.
I
And
think we paid 8 million for him.
yeah, we paid 8, so we can get probably 5 if we're lucky. But
I don't think no
that's
one's
not,
buying him again. He
yeah,
didn't play for a whole season. Who's gonna take
exactly.
a
That's
risk?
that. There you go. That's not really money there.
Mm.
So Anthony, we can move on. We can get at least 40 to 45. You know what I mean? I
I'm
think
here. I'm hearing loan. I'm hearing a loan deal back to Ajax or somewhere.
oh, yeah.
They can pay his wages.
However, yeah. That's another thing as well. It's the wages
Yeah.
that they're looking at as well. So Yeah, maybe a loan deal was best for him. But if I was there and I was like, making the decision, I would have moved him on.
Your boy
Martial's gone.
Sancho,
Yes, yes. I was
I'm
gonna
hearing
get to
he's
him.
going,
I
innit?
was gonna get to him. I was gonna get to him. Well, obviously Martial's gone. Sancho, yeah, the relationship with him and Eric Ten Hag, I don't think that can be amended. So I think it's best to just move him on. So Sancho has done himself well at Dortmund. We can get at least 60. At
I'm
least
hearing
60.
he's on 250,000 or 300,000 a week, man. His wages are a big problem.
This is it. This is the thing, though. But this is down to poor Man United for years giving players
Yeah,
stupid
huge
contracts.
contracts. Yeah,
But yeah, we can get money off him. That's free. Um, who else can we say? I'm hearing Wan-Bissaka's link with Inter. I don't
you
know
can
if
get
they
a little
would.
40 million for
Yeah,
35
30 at best. I'll say
at best.
30 at
Yeah,
best.
yeah. The
You know
Italians
what I mean?
they drive a hard bargain, man.
Yeah, 30 at best, innit? But I don't know. I
Mm.
don't know if Wan-Bissaka wants to stay at United or he moved to Italy. But I think that'll be a good shout for him. Play
That's a
his
good
football.
that's a good move
Yeah,
for him, you know.
play
Yeah, I
football
think that's a
abroad.
good
You know what I
shout.
mean?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And they don't care about fullbacks crossing and all that. You have to know how to defend first. That's what they care
Exactly.
about. And
Exactly.
Wan-Bissaka can defend. We know he's a
Yeah.
good defender, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's his name? The Swedish centre back.
Lindelof.
Lindelof. Yes. I think we can get. I think we can get 35 or maybe even 30 for him.
How much did we pay for him? We paid 35.
Yeah, we paid 40, so we can get at least 30 or maybe even 25. You know what I
I
mean?
think
So
20, man.
yeah, probably 25. Because is he playing in the Euros for Sweden?
Yeah. Are
Yeah,
Sweden
so
in the Euros, yeah?
they should are they?
I
Well,
don't
we'll
think
check
so.
anyway. We'll
Nah.
check.
Sweden didn't qualify.
Oh, there you go. So but at the
Yeah.
same time, he's a veteran. He's a seasoned veteran. He can do a job in the Italian league or even the Spanish league
Or even
for
one of the Premier League clubs like a Fulham or something, isn't it?
Yeah,
He'll do a
of
job
course.
there.
Yeah, of course. But I look at it like them teams abroad will give us the 20 to 25 million. You know what I mean? So that's money there. So those are my five.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad shout. Definitely Sancho, with Sancho I've been hearing like Dortmund, like they're looking at another loan deal for the year and all that. Like, come on, we're tired of loan. This is gonna turn into some
Nah.
what's that Arsenal player that came over that flopped? Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah.
He went on about 5 loan deals before we terminated his contract, man.
Oh yeah, I got another player as well because obviously
Yeah.
Anthony. You said Anthony's gone on loan, so let's scratch him out of the list. Greenwood.
Oh yeah,
That makes
yeah. I'm
five.
here.
That
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
five.
yeah. There's some news going around that apparently Juve and Napoli are interested as well. So they're looking around about
Okay.
35 to 40 million pounds.
Yeah, they'll pay that. That's exactly.
And,
They'll pay that.
and the thing, the key is here, because obviously because of the financial fair play, it's all about profit, isn't it? So someone like a Lindelof and Sancho and all them guys, they're not profit. So they'll go into a negative. But if you sell like a Greenwood or you sell a Rashford, that's pure profit because they're academy players. We didn't spend no money on them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So 50 million from that it means 50 million. But 50 million from a Sancho, they'll then have to take away what you paid for him.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? And then it gives you like a net of 20 mil or something like that. But I feel that the sale of Greenwood and Rashford, that will generate a lot of income.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but obviously, I don't feel like Eric Ten Hag wants to get rid of Rashford. I think he probably want to keep him. Greenwood. Yeah, we can get a profit off him. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, Greenwood will be a good time, and I think he's enjoying life abroad anyway. I think it's better for him, innit?
Just go play your football abroad. He done well in the Spanish league. I think he could do well in the Italian league.
Yeah, Juve will suit him. I can see Greenwood.
Yeah, he'll do well.
I can see Greenwood doing bits there as well, man.
Yeah.
But that's the players that you named. Yeah, have you got any? Because obviously the club has changed the strategy as well. We're looking at more younger players now. They're kind of gonna adapt the Chelsea model, where it's players under 25 or whatever, fresh, hungry, coming in. You know what I mean? Like buy cheap, perhaps. With Dean Ashton, all these guys coming in, whatever. They go crazy scouting network, South America and all that. Them type of things that you like.
Yeah,
Do
of
you
course.
feel like what caliber players that you think we need to bring in here? Because obviously, look, we have to remember we're not competing Premier League here. We're talking about getting back into the top four and all, etc., etc. And we ain't got much money. So, have you identified any other players that United can bring in, even around Europe, that will kind of like enhance the team and performance as well?
Well, for me, there's a lot of players out there, but I don't feel United can get them, so I won't name them per se because we're not in a position or have the funds to get these players. But at the
What
same
about
time,
Eze from Crystal Palace?
yeah, but those players, I'll touch on them in a minute. But
Mm,
in terms of the model that you just laid out to me, what they're trying to implement, it's the perfect model because football is a young man's game now. So you can't just say you want an all English core. No, there's too many talent out there. You know what I mean? You have to use your scouting network to scout players from South America. You have to scout from Asia. You know what I mean? Man United used to be good at scouting players from South Korea. You know, we used to have, Sanji Park. You know what I mean? Why can't we get another
yeah.
Sanji Park?
Sure.
Why can't we look for another one of those? You know what I mean? Kagawa was decent. Why can't we get another Japan player? You know what I mean? Let's because at the end of the day, those it's all about United care about the commercial side also. So imagine you getting a North Korean or a Japan player, you're bringing in profit because they're gonna sell shirts. You know what I mean? So that'll be good as well. Yeah, we have to adapt that model. We have to look at players from South America. We have to look at players from Holland, Germany and Italy and all these places because they are talent out there. And if we're looking for players on the age group of 20 to 25, that's only gonna enhance our team because we'll I don't know. Obviously, Eric Ten Hag won't be after 2 years. I hope not. But at the same time, whatever manager we bring in, we've already laid down the foundation. All he needs to come do is coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I applaud that model. But at the same time, action speaks louder than words. I want to see it in full, you know, in action. You know what I mean? Don't just say it, do it. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? Because all this talking, I haven't seen anything that they've been preaching to us, in the last 5 to 6 months.
Yeah, it's a crucial window, man, because
Yeah,
United can be left behind. You got teams like Aston Villa, you know what I mean? They're gonna go strong again. Tottenham are gonna go strong. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, new manager, that new guy is looking to do serious damage as well.
and
So,
the Chelsea
if
manager as
you
well. Yeah,
Chelsea as well. Chelsea have got a ready-made squad.
yeah, yeah,
Like it's just about having the right manager there to just gel them together. And this guy again that's come in, Moresc, whatever the guy's name is, yeah, he's one of Pep's students as well. He comes from that Pep Academy as well. So he's gonna
yeah.
be trying to mimic Mikel Arteta as well. So, you not have to be careful here, man. You get this transfer window wrong, you're looking at another eighth, ninth place finish, man. I don't think the
Oh
fans are gonna
man,
accept that from the manager or Ineos. You know what I mean? So
it can't happen. It can't
it
happen.
can't happen again. So they have to get this transfer window correct, like you just said, yeah. So yeah, that was all United. Now we've covered Manchester United. Me and Big A will be back next week. We're gonna cover Manchester United in full deal as well. Eric Ten Hag. We look at Ineos and all that. We'll cover it like after the Euros. We'll come back pre-season. We'll proper
Come on.
cover that. But obviously, moving on anyway, we already know the Euros kicks off. Germany, the home nation, versus Scotland. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's a big game
yeah.
tomorrow. Big A, would you obviously look, let's touch on that game first, the opening ceremony,
Yeah,
the opening game, Germany versus Scotland. Germany have not been in the best form
yeah.
in the last few tournaments. I think the last three tournaments they've been knocked out in the group stages. They haven't even
Hmm.
gone past the group stages. So it's not the Germany that we know of the past, where they always arrive at the tournament, they're ready to go. They always get to the semi-finals or the finals or the competition. Like, looking at the game tomorrow, who do you see winning that game? And also in terms of Germany as a whole, I know you watch a lot of Bundesliga, you know a lot of the players. How far do you see Germany going into this competition?
For me, I think the Germans can win it. You know what I mean? I've said it. I think they can win it. You know what I mean? They're at home. They're under pressure from their fans. It's like you said, they haven't performed well in the last three tournaments. They have a chance here to make a statement. You know what I mean? To shock the world, to say that yes, we're still a powerhouse in international football, You know what I mean? They have got some good youngsters coming through. You know what I mean? We saw a few of them play in the final for Dortmund. You know what I mean? So the Germans, like I said, got a point to prove. Their manager got a point to prove. The game tomorrow, for me, I think they can win against Scotland. Um, it just
Big
depends.
game, man.
Yeah, it's a big game. It's a big game. I do think they can beat Scotland, but at the same time, if Scotland show a bit of resistance, they can probably draw that game. But at the same time, I kind of see it leaning towards Germany probably beating them 2-1. You know what I mean? Probably beating them 2-1. So yeah, it's pressure on them, man. I hope it's going to be an exciting game and it kicks off the tournament with a bit of excitement, and then at the same time we can have something to look forward to in the tournament. But like going back to your question, yeah, I think they can win it. I think they can get to the final.
So looking at Germany, you think, because obviously you know a lot of their players. Me, I love Jamal Musiala.
Yeah, great guy.
Just
Brilliant,
great guy.
brilliant.
Fantastic. For me, he's one of the best players in Europe. I
Yeah.
rate him above Bellingham, but obviously, look, I got my own reasons. You know what I mean? But yeah, But the thing is, for me, yeah, I just feel like at the back defense, and also like who's scoring the goals for them. That's the thing. Who's the striker for Germany? Who's getting
They
the
got
goals?
they got that boy who played up front for them in the final of the
They've got
tournament.
Kai Havertz playing
Yeah, they got him
leading the
as well.
line, innit?
But this is the thing though, like international football is different from club football. A lot of these guys
Mm.
do show up for their countries. Like we're looking at Kyle Havertz, like he's a funny guy, but for Germany he does show up. You know what I mean? So, like I told you, there's gonna be a lot of players there that might surprise a lot of people. You know what I mean? So we can't sleep on them. You know what I mean? Like
Who for the Euros? Yeah, who's your dark horse? Who are your dark horses for this Euro? Like, who's the team that you think, Lord, you know what? No one's talking about them, but watch out for this team, man. I know I got mine, but I just want to hear who's your team first.
that's a good question. That's a good question. Denmark.
Yeah,
I think Denmark
they
might
were
shock.
solid.
Yeah,
They
I
were
think they
solid
might shock.
team there as well.
Yeah, I think they might shock a few people still. Um, yeah, I'm going with them. I think they might
What
shock a few people.
What do you think of? Not many people are talking about them. What do you think of Holland, the Netherlands? I mean, they've got a solid. If you look at their defense, man, Van Dijk, Van der Veen, you know,
This, this, this,
David Blind is still there.
this
They've
is
got
what I'm
some
saying.
guys there, man.
This is what I'm saying. Like countries like the nations like Holland are always going to be a powerhouse in any tournament going in, any international tournament going into. You know what I mean? The problem they have is always is finishing. You know, that's all they've ever had is like crossing the finish line first.
Crossing
That's
the
that's
finish
their
line, yeah.
that's their problem. You know what I mean? They're good. They're a good side. You know what I mean? They got a few youngsters there that I like. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
I just feel with them, their best bit in this tournament is probably, if they're lucky, semi-final. You know what I mean? But if they can shock the world and get to the final and win it, it'll be a tremendous achievement for them and their country. You know what I mean? But it'll be a big task because there's a lot of nations out there that are better than them, in my opinion.
Another team that people are not really talking about, which I think is outrageous, Portugal. Have you
Yeah,
seen?
they got a team. They got a team. They got a team.
Have you seen them? They got like Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
They've got, do you know what I mean? Cancelo. They've got Dallo at the back. They've got Cristiano Ronaldo. They've got Fernandez. They've got Bernardo Silva. Bro.
They've always been a great team. Portugal always been a great team. You know what I mean? They've always had players. You know what I'm saying? So don't sleep on them as well. That's what I'm
Don't
telling
sleep on
people.
them.
Like with them, I want to see how the manager manages Cristiano Ronaldo, because I know he
Roberto.
has an ego. I know he doesn't want to always sit on the bench, but he has to understand. He's not young no more. You know what I'm saying? You have to know when you can play and when you have to sit on the bench. And I hope because a lot of them players, they look up to him. You know what I mean? He's the oldest in the group, so he can't be throwing his toys at the pram if he doesn't get selected for a game. You know what I mean? Like
That's
show a
true.
bit of leadership. You know what I'm saying? So those are things that people are going to be looking at. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how they get on. I do think they're a strong team. They could beat anyone on their day, and I I think probably they can reach the semis as well.
Yeah, definitely. What's your, just, we got you for a few more minutes here. What's your take on, I mean, What's your prediction on England and France, particularly? Because the outright favorites for the tournaments is England and France.
Yeah,
They're very close,
it's
neck or neck. But
understandable. Yeah,
for me personally, I'm going to tell you my favorite for the tournament is France. I
okay,
just believe for me, they've got the best player in the world in Mbappe.
yeah,
Yeah, they've got the best defense in the world right now. If you look at their back four, man, like Saliba, all them, all all the players they've got at the back,
yeah,
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 like
yeah,
world class. Yeah, their keeper is not the best; he's decent. Midfield, Kante's back in there as well.
yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? They go Griezmann. We already know he can do beats. Mbappe's there. Your boy
yep,
Dembele, he does
yep,
damage all the time. I know you're a great admirer. I just feel like France have the complete team. They've got a team where they can defend, observe the pressure, and then attack, counter attack. They can play beats as well. Do you know what I mean? In games, they can play beats as well. They've got Kamavinga and what's the other guy's name? They have a Real Madrid.
Jermaine,
Exactly. They've got
yeah,
them two guys on the pivot or just holding as well if they need to.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
just feel like the complete second England, one of the best attacks in the world. But I personally believe they haven't got a manager who's brave enough to make decisions when it matters. I don't know if you watch, well, you did watch it, France versus Argentina, the final.
yeah,
Remember in the final, France were like 3-0 down.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Deschamps took off Giroud, Griezmann, he took off big players and put that Moami guy and put all these Kamavinga on. He put all these fast players, and they came back 3-3 and they
yeah.
took Argentina to the final. Southgate is not taking off Kane and all that man to put Tony on if they're 2-0 down, bro.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
that's the difference. That's probably going to be the difference. There, Southgate's a coward. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? He's shown it in previous tournaments. You know what I mean? And France, I agree with you. They have a complete team. It's England and France have a similar team. You know what I mean in terms of
yeah,
quality wise. In terms of
yeah.
quality wise, the only thing the French have over the English is experience. They know how to win.
They've
You know,
won recent things as well.
they've won recent
Yeah,
things, and you know what I mean. They've got to 2 World Cup finals. That's not easy to do. You know what
no,
I mean. And they lost that World Cup final in the penalty shootout,
penny sure.
which is 50-50. You know what
That's
I
a
mean.
lottery, yeah.
Exactly. So England's task, they can get to a final. This is a great English team that they've had for the past 8 years. This team is great. The only thing is the manager that kills the team. So with Southgate, he needs to up his managerial coaching. You know what I mean? In-game management. He needs to be on point. He needs to know when to sub off players, not leave players on because of their names.
Exactly.
That's what kills managers sometimes.
Yeah,
They always feel they have to leave that player on because they feel that player can get a goal. No, if that player doesn't have any more energy, bring on somebody else on. That player can come on with fire, venom. That yes, I have to score to get my team back into the game. You know what I mean? So think as a coach first. Don't separate your like. Don't let it cloud your judgment. You know what I mean? Think of the nation and the team first. You know what I mean? So yeah, France, they got a great chance of winning this Euros. 100%. They're favorites for a reason. Like you said,
mm-hmm.
all the things you've named is spot on. We don't need to touch on it. Everyone knows their team. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's going to be a great tournament. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it lives up to what I feel it can live up to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it. You know what I mean? I hope tomorrow's game is going to be, a great game, great atmosphere, and then we'll kick on from there and see who's going to advance out of the groups.
Yeah, I'm the same, man. I think it's going to be a great tournament. It's going to be a lovely tournament. Great teams there. So I'm really looking forward to it, man. Late all kickoff.
Yeah.
Start watching the games and all that. But listen, thank you very much for watching. This was the Let's Talk About It podcast. Obviously, my boy Big A joined me on this episode. We covered Manchester United and the Euros as well. But listen, this is not it, because obviously during the coming weeks and during the coming days and weeks, the Euros is on. Me and my boy Big A, we're going to be covering a lot of the games, man. We're going to be coming on here, discussing the game, match analysis and all that. We've got you. So keep tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification button, guys, man. Listen, very important. If you're new to the channel, make sure you do all those 3 things. Me and Big A will be back. I appreciate you for watching the channel, man. Keep showing love. Until next time, we'll see you again, man. Peace.
Peace.